The following was recorded in front of a live studio audience at the Studio 21 Podcast Café. This is the United Podcast Network.
If you're building or buying or selling a home, the Real Estate Crew's got news for you at the Real Estate House Party.
With attorney Rick Carter,
Real Estate House Party.
paralegal Kathy Holtshouser,
Real Estate House Party. Come in, have fun.
and comedian Tony V. Now, here's real estate attorney Rick Carter.
Welcome and thanks for joining us here on the Real Estate House Party.
You didn't lose it.
I
you
didn't
still
lose
have
it.
Your touch.
I've been practicing it for 2 years. I still have it down.
Sounds fantastic.
Sounds good. Everyone's cans look good. We're doing good.
We're doing good.
We're doing good there. Did we have the last couple weeks off?
Yeah.
Oh my
It's
God.
gonna
It
be
seems
bad.
like
It seems like yesterday,
it
right?
does.
It does seem like yesterday.
Is
Yeah.
it about 2 years?
I believe it's been about 2 years.
It's been 2 years?
I think so.
At least a year and a half.
I don't know. Time really
It's- yeah.
has.
I know.
Has
Slipped
gone.
away.
It could have been last week. It could have been 2 years ago.
Right. It doesn't
It
matter.
could be another reality. I don't know.
Well,
I have to say, I'm really excited to see you, Tony.
I'm happy to see you too. I missed you guys.
I missed you too.
I was happy to see Tony the other day, and I said, all right, I have a little bit of energy sometimes, so I said to Tony, all right, we have some Red Sox tickets, and we got some, we're going to have a Meadowbrook get-together, and he goes, oh, that sounds good. When are you doing that? I go, well, the Red Sox tickets are for 1 o'clock, and the Meadowbrook of it
It's
was
Thursday.
at 5.
At 5. Yeah.
And I was surprised you weren't that flexible. You couldn't handle it. But before we get going, I got to thank all of our sponsors for
I
coming back, and the
know.
studio audience. You guys are all
And we
looking
have
great.
a cameo appearance by
we got Ed Sullivan, and we
Well, listen. They should have said this has been recorded live in front of Ed.
and Chrissy.
And Chrissy.
my
But she's
chum.
part of the show.
My new best friend.
And
Murphy.
Murph, yeah.
Yeah,
Paying
so
good attention.
Yeah.
we got a lot to
Absolutely.
talk about today. I can't.
we got
I
2
can't
years
believe-
worth of
and
stuff to
thank you
catch
for
up on.
being so prepared
I
and having all the
know.
notes.
I
Those
know.
are awesome.
I have a lot of things we need to talk about today.
I should have brought a piece of paper
First
with
of all,
me.
before we get going, August 21st, one of the three of us is going to be at Fenway Park, and not as a patron. One of us is
Oh
performing.
my God, that's what I wanted to say.
What?
Congratulations.
You
You've
know-
made it to the big time, Tony.
Listen,
That's amazing.
it's going to be pretty good. I mean, it's nothing I did. It's all Bill Burr, my buddy, and in typical fashion, few months back, he goes, I'm coming to Boston on the 20th. You want to open? I said, yeah, sure. Then he goes, I'm sorry, it's on the 21st. I go, all right.
I'm busy.
Right. And he goes,
No, I'm wide open.
And then he goes, oh, yeah, it's at Fenway. And I go, get the out of here. and he goes, nope, well, I don't know why, but we're doing Fenway, so.
If I'm
That's-
not mistaken, that technically will make you the first ever comedian to play Fenway.
Exactly.
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah.
I was hoping
Because
one of
Bill
the
goes on after
Yeah.
you.
I was
He
hoping
will-
one of the two of us could introduce you, and we would be the first ever.
Right.
What, you wouldn't be a comedian.
What?
That's-
You wouldn't be
Wait a
the
minute,
first
what?
comedian.
You haven't seen us
You'd
on
be the
stage.
first real. No, you're funny
don't remember
people.
us?
No. I'm just saying
No,
you're funny
you're right.
people.
You're right.
But you
You're right.
were real estate moguls, not,
tell you what, Tony.
not comedians.
I was looking at the price of the tickets.
Yeah,
They're astronomical.
astronomical.
Oh, what
And
are you
they're probably
trying
on-
to get in good with Tony
Yes.
right now?
But I bet it's sold out, is it?
I don't know.
I bet it is.
It is not.
It is not.
Not yet.
No,
but-
it's getting
only
there.
because
It's
I
hot.
was looking at
No,
tickets
yeah.
too, and I'm like, wow.
No, I mean,
Yeah.
I think I don't know. It's got to be 30,000
Right,
people.
right.
Yeah,
plus.
but
It's not gonna be sold out.
They go out like $500 a ticket and then go up from there, like
Oh
to
yeah,
thousands and
our
thousands.
audience can speak to that.
Right. Yeah. So you better tell Bill to bring his A game.
I'm worth it.
You are.
Yeah.
So
You're
I th-
priceless.
That's what I think why he has me there, because, he would have his core fans, and then the 12 people I will bring will put him over the top.
You still
You're going to
have
have a
it,
lot
Tony.
of fans, a lot of fans there. So I thought what we would talk about today is it's been a lot of changes in the last 2 years. The buyer,
Because of COVID?
well, that and just because of the way that the industry, it's so seller concentrated now. It's buyers are taking a beating.
Right.
So I thought we could come up with a.
Let's hope that continues till I decide to sell my house. Which is getting
imagine how much.
close.
It's getting close, bud.
Getting close.
Make me an offer.
Yeah.
What's your? I mean, when we
I'm
gotta
eating
walk
dinner.
away.
when we started this, it was
Yeah.
like at one point you should see what it's worth now.
Oh yeah, it's yeah. There might be a 3 involved in it.
I think there might be.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then a million zeros
Yeah,
at the
yeah,
end.
yeah.
What would you do with all that money, though?
Never see any of you again.
You'd buy his yurt. His yurt.
We know where to find you,
yeah.
though.
Oh yeah, I'd
You'd be out in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean.
Listen, I would.
Yeah.
I would. No, I'd be in the Caribbean
I
under
know
a grass
exactly
hut,
where you'd be.
and anyone who could find me is welcome to
Join you.
To
Right.
join me.
Find you.
But I'm not going to be looking for any company.
Would you tell your family you're moving?
Yeah, I've told anyone who listened this recently, I love my family. I love my kids. My wife and I have been together forever.
When anyone starts the conversation,
Yeah, you
like
know
that,
where this is
sounds
going.
Sounds like a butt's coming.
I
in.
know.
Yeah. But
like you,
should
but-
anything happen to my wife, and God forbid.
This is being taped, you know.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying. And I stand
he's an
behind
attorney.
this. Yeah. I stand behind this. Should anything happen to her and I am, without a spouse,
Without
I will
and
do,
an alibi.
I will do nothing but play poker and chase women inappropriately.
And smoke cigars.
And smoke cigars.
And eat pie.
Yeah, and that's all I
Yeah,
will do.
that's
Yeah,
good.
And
That's
I
a good
have no
plan.
problem saying that. I have this life and I love it. But should that life get interfered with, I'm going to be the worst possible me until I'm drooling on myself.
Now,
I will get
Especially if you sell the
I will
house.
get slapped. I will get me too'd. I will get canceled.
it's not going to be good if you start drooling, though.
That's what I'm saying. Until that day,
Okay.
no.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
This
just
is-
a word to the
I wasn't
wise.
Especially at a card table. You don't want to be. It's a tell.
Not in a
I wasn't
club.
expecting
No.
that was what you're going to do in case something happened to your wife.
Yeah, I'm not wishing anything.
No. No
I
one
love
says
it
you
to
are.
pieces.
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
but I'm just saying. However,
But-
if the day should ever come,
You know,
I'm gonna be the worst possible
most
man I can
statements,
be.
if there's like 3 or 4 statements and then there's a but.
A but.
No one knows the first
Well-
3 statements. They
Well,
just
we've
hear-
talked about this,
They just hear
right?
but.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If my wife.
Yeah. Well, you know what they say. Everything before the but is bull.
Right.
When you put a but.
Without a doubt.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I think
right.
we've done
Does
this
it- yeah.
before.
You know what? People are so glad we're back now. They didn't know this stuff. This is
Nonsense. Nonsense. 100% nonsense.
Foolishness.
All right, so buyers have gotten nothing in these last couple of years other than maybe the Holly plan. That's the only thing I can think of.
The what?
The Holly plan. You haven't heard of the Holly
No.
plan?
No.
All right. This is the only thing that's
You
probably...
get a Christmas plant when you bought it.
No,
No,
a
the
house?
Holly plan, right?
Plan.
P-L-A-N.
No T.
You haven't heard of this plan?
No.
I haven't even heard of it.
All right.
I don't even know who Holly is.
Right.
Do you want me to explain what the Holly
Please.
plan
Yeah.
is? 'Cause this
Thank
is-
you.
All right, so the Holly plan is named after my niece, who authored the plan.
Oh.
The plan is to go to your parents and say, listen, you want me out of here. I want to get out of here. I have no deposit money.
I can't
don't
afford
have-
to get out of
I
here.
can't afford to get out of here. I have no closing cost money.
Love it.
I don't have the ability to make any mortgage
Or
payments
down payment.
or down payment. Will
Right.
you chip in for any of those?
Yeah.
And my brother-in-law and sister are the nicest people in the world.
Yeah.
They went with the Holly plan.
Nice.
So she now owns a nice little condo where
And she got started.
she got started.
Well, is this an official plan or is this a gifted
In
plan?
their house, it's an official plan. I'm not sure if they will give the Holly plan to everyone out there.
Right,
They
right.
might have to get their
Because
own
her
route.
bigger sister did it on her
So
own.
her bigger sister, Lindsay,
Yeah.
Yeah.
wonderful person.
Yeah,
So
we
she-
love Lindsay.
Will they maintain any ownership in this condo? Will they get their
Yes.
money back? Should she sell it or flip it? Or
They'll probably take ownership. Whether they get money back after all this
Yeah, yeah.
is probably another story. But yes,
should.
Lindsay, the middle child, did it all on her own.
Yeah, she
Typical
did.
middle child.
Yep.
Saved, has a nice job.
Yep. And she found a really good real
Found us,
estate law
attorney.
office.
Carter Law Office
Carter
took
Law?
care of us.
She got a
bought
family,
one.
they got a
family
phone
deal.
over there at Carter Law?
781-944.
9222.
There you go.
Yeah.
Call us anytime. We can talk to you more about the Holly plan. So yes, Lindsay's.
You know, when you started this, I thought it was like a real.
Me too. I never heard of it.
Like there was a Senator Holly.
No, it's
Yeah.
a real
Had this
plan.
thing.
It's a real plan. It's,
Yeah.
it's
But
come
a
to
lot of
fruition.
parents
Yeah.
won't go with that unless
Yeah.
they really want the person out, like
Yeah.
Holly.
No, Holly's a great kid.
How
I
old is
know.
Holly?
Holly's in her 20s.
So
Yeah.
Holly's 45.
And Lindsay's the middle child. So it worked out good. Lindsay, because she does everything on her own.
Yeah.
She got it done.
Yeah.
And Holly has moved out. Lindsay has obviously moved out. And the older one, Mitch, says, oh, the two of them have moved out. I'm moving
gonna
back
stay.
in.
I might as well stay where
so
I
the
am.
plan is
The
working
Mitch
out great
plan,
for everyone.
right?
The Mitch plan, right.
That
exactly.
family has it all together. Yeah.
So we have a lot of things that the buyers are taking a beating. What we'd like to do today in the last 2 minutes of the show is
Well, can we talk about first-time home buyers?
Yeah.
Are pretty
Yeah,
much
absolutely.
boxed out of this market right now
you know,
because
some people are putting in. I talked to a couple brokers the other day. 70 offers on one purchase.
and you'd have to be
7-0,
7-0.
7-0, yeah.
all above asking.
A lot were one not on this one. This is the most I saw the other day. Our studio audience is pouring in. It's
just doubled in size. Our studio audience is doubled. It's 100% bigger than it was when we started.
What are you saying about Dave?
I don't know if we have enough room. I hope no one else shows
Wow.
up. But another broker was telling me just had an offer accepted. It had to go $700,000 over the list price.
That's ridiculous.
So the buyers are taking a beating. They have to give up a lot of stuff in the.
So, but a first-time home buyer,
Yep. Not
can't even-
not named Holly.
not named Holly because she had her dad,
Yeah.
Right.
can't even compete in this market. First
course
of all,
not.
they're just scraping by with the 10% down
Right.
or 20% down, and they obviously can't afford anything over asking, right? That would mean
Sure.
that they have money in the bank to pay. That means that person would have $700,000 over the asking price
It's insane.
in their bank account.
Right.
Because
That's-
it's not going to appraise out for $700,000
You know,
over.
I also heard that companies are buying a lot of these houses. That
Yep.
it's
Yep.
getting corporate, and they're going into especially lower economic places and buying houses and jacking up prices and rents and stuff. And that's what's partly, fueling this.
Who are you on? Did you do
I
some
know, I
homework
know.
before the
I
show?
know, look at him.
Did you do some reading,
Remember
Tony,
how-
this year?
No. No.
Not at all?
I just guessed. I was just taking a guess.
Have you been looking at Rick's?
No, I just
Tony.
no, I was just guessing.
Remember,
You did a good job.
It was a wild guess.
remember
that's all
the
it
old
was.
radio show we used to have, the Tony V economic report?
Yeah.
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 We could bring that back
Yeah,
if
we
you
could do
want.
it. We could do that segment.
So thank you for bringing. So we didn't think you were going to be prepared for today's show, but here you are. Look at you showing off.
Come on.
But the other thing about I'm just going back to first time home
Yeah.
buyers because it's a good place to start.
Yep.
You know, there are a bunch of contingencies when you're buying a house.
Sure.
And the seller's looking for the best offer. It might not be the highest offer.
Seller's looking for the best, the one that's
It's
no
it-
strings
it-
attached.
Right.
Less strings.
Cash deal.
Yeah, no.
So do you think
Can I
first-
give you a tease? Well, and then you can go back. I have the best paragraph that should be put in a purchase sale,
I bet you do.
and we're going to save that for the very
At the
end. Look at
very
the whole
end.
studio audience. Is
I hope
staring
there are
at
no
me right
other
now.
real estate
That's a
attorneys.
tease.
It's a
That's
tease.
a tease right there.
So at
That's
the end of
very
the
well
show-
done.
Steals your
Yeah.
idea.
I got it.
Yeah,
I hope
that
not,
was
but
good.
this is going to be the one paragraph that gets a buyer over.
Yeah, I don't know. How are young people supposed to
Well,
do
that's
it?
the point. So,
So
and
what
I keep going back to the first time home buyer
Right.
because it's our place to start.
Right.
So they can't waive. They can't. They're not doing a cash deal. That's the nicest offer you could
right,
get.
right.
Then that means they don't have to wait for mortgage financing to come through. You don't have to do an appraisal probably, or
Right.
more than likely. And there's so many less strings attached to that. But so that's the first best offer, right?
Yep.
The second best offer is they're going to waive their financing clause, which means whether or not they get approved or denied
Right.
their mortgage, they still have to buy that house. So that gets the first-time home buyers there because they can't.
Well, wait. If it's a cash deal, don't you have
No, but
that
I moved
cash?
on from the cash
you,
deal.
Oh,
So
you
the
moved
next
down.
one
This is the
is-
second one.
But some people are treating it as a cash deal.
Cash
They'll
deal.
say, listen,
Right.
Just
I'm not going to
because.
have it as mortgage, subject to any mortgage
Sure.
financing. So I'm going to apply on my own. But
Sure.
if I don't get my financing, I'm on my own.
I'm still buying the house.
Still buying the house.
So then the third
which is nerve-wracking.
You know, we should go back to the old Roman ways of doing things and have all the buyers like in a mud pit.
Yeah.
You know, and
go.
and you just go, amuse me. He who amuses me shall own the property.
What kind of amusement?
You know, I'm thinking mud wrestling with a couple of snakes thrown in the pit. You know, something like that. Something to amuse me.
So 15 minutes into our first show is first Tony idea.
Yeah.
Amuse me idea.
I still laugh at some of your
You
ideas.
do not amuse me. Be gone. And then a trap door. See you later.
Into the last one standing.
Bring in the next buyer.
Sounds like the new plan. We now have the Holly plan and the Tony
The
V
Tony
plan.
V
Tony V,
plan. Yes.
amuse me plan.
Amuse me.
I like that.
He does not amuse me. Be gone, peasant.
We were going to use this for our website as a
Yeah.
very informative.
What about we had a guest?
Oh, I'm sorry.
we had a guest
Did you
on.
forget I was coming?
Did you not see where this was going?
Didn't you not invite me?
We had a guest on once that was going to put it on his
Oh,
or
yeah.
her website,
Yeah.
post it.
Yeah, because I said vagina. There's nothing wrong with that word. There's 100% nothing wrong with that word. It wasn't used in a prurient exercise.
It was great the way you did
George
it.
O'Keeffe
It was like
painted flowers.
it was like the
Those
last-
flowers were orchids. And she said they represent vaginas. That's all it is.
I know.
It's an art lesson. I can't.
See, you already ruined it. We might as well just go for the gold here.
It was so funny because it was like the last 2 minutes of the show, and you were on a rant similar to that.
Yeah.
And he looks over to me and he goes, "Oh, I was going to have this on my website, but
Then Tony went and said the V word.
I'm just. But what's wrong with this? Is the problem?
I know.
How are we ever going to move the goalposts?
I think we've all matured in the last 2 years. We haven't been
So
here.
you can say it anytime you
can
want.
say it now. You're fine.
There's this all this hoopla now. There's a play on Broadway where a guy's naked. Did you
Right,
see
right,
this?
right.
And some of the pictures leaked. And there's an uproar. I can't believe they leaked the pictures. There's a nude fella.
What did they expect?
Right. We've all seen a penis. It doesn't matter. It doesn't.
Well, most of us have.
I'm gonna guess everyone in this room has at least seen one.
Right.
Right?
That's
why
right.
can't we get over it? Why? It's not like it's chasing you. It's just there.
Right.
This is why they told us not to come back on for 2 years.
Was
We're back
that
on-
the reason?
We're back on probation.
No, it's the internet. You can say anything you
know
want.
that. I know.
We
I think
get-
we've matured a lot.
Sure,
I think we
yes.
can say that.
Well, some of us have.
So anyway,
This is mature.
Oh, boy.
My attitude is mature. If we keep treating these things like we're 16-year-old high schoolers, we're never going to move anything.
I know.
And people are not going to get anything done.
Right.
It's a penis, a vagina. It doesn't matter.
Yep, they exist.
They
They're out
exist.
there. They're out there in the
Right.
wild.
And we're not saying good or bad about them. We're merely
Chrissy's
pointing
our
out.
new producer.
I like it.
And our old producer's right behind
Yeah.
her saying, "This is why I left."
I retired. Because it was
But
time.
I have to sit in this just to see if the debauchery is
I
still
don't
there.
know. This
Adults.
is my kind of madness.
I know. So
Well, Tony
ahead.
V and debauchery kind of go together,
Right,
go hand in hand,
right.
because that's what he does.
Right.
That's
That's going to be my opening at Fenway Park, by the way.
the debauchery of the V.
The
art
rant,
lesson.
the lesson about George O'Keeffe.
Okay.
That's what I'm going to open with.
okay. That's
You wear-
awesome.
Can you wear a Cottle Office T-shirt while you're
Sure.
out there?
Get me
All
one.
right.
Really?
Sure.
Consider it done.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right. We'll work
So,
with that.
all right. So there are several contingencies that are advantageous to the seller if they are waived. Like, so if I'm a buyer,
Yeah.
I say,
So
you know
what would you have waived at this point?
Well,
Home inspection?
I might.
Home
yeah.
inspection is a good one.
Right.
I might
The
waive
problem
that.
is, I get the calls 3 months later.
That the furnace isn't working.
They say the foundation is shot.
Right.
I go, well, what did your home inspector say?
Oh, we didn't
I
have one.
didn't do a home inspection. I go, all right.
No, the seller told me it was fine.
Yeah, the seller
That
told me
doesn't
it was
hold up
fine.
in court.
Right.
No.
So $50,000. I said, ooh, caveat emptor.
Yeah,
Is the
sure.
words in Boston.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
in
if you waive inspection,
you're
that
on
means
your
you're
own.
done.
You're on your own.
Once you own that house.
Some people will do an inspection anyway,
Yeah.
just for informational purposes.
Right.
But it also, that causes some problems, doesn't it,
because
Rick?
Right.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
because if you're saying you're not going to do an inspection, then
Right,
you do
right.
an
So there's
inspection.
some tension
you did
between
you did an
the
inspection.
buyer and the
Yeah.
seller, whether they'll accept that or not.
I don't
Yep.
think you could say you're not doing an
But in the-
inspection and then do an inspection.
the olden
those are
days-
opposites. Those are
Right,
opposite
right.
things.
But it doesn't get you out of the contract, but it definitely causes
So you still have to buy a
friction.
crappy house.
Right.
right.
When you find out
Better
it's a
not
crappy
to know.
house, yeah.
Just live in a crappy house.
Yeah.
We all do.
But back in the day, some sellers. I'm trying to put some seriousness
No,
into
but
it.
Why?
He's about to sell his house for $3.5 million, and he says, I'm living in some crappy house.
No,
Well-
he didn't say that.
No, I did.
Yeah, he did.
We're all living.
He did.
He did.
Listen, in my neighborhood, my house is the crappy house.
But it's worth $3.5 million probably at this point.
I would think.
His
I
phone's
don't
going to be
know.
Imagine
ringing
that.
off the hook.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Your house is the one bringing property values down in the
Yeah.
area.
No.
Wow.
Well,
No,
I
the
bring
whole
down.
area.
I bring
Yes,
down the
yes.
property.
His house is beautiful.
Yeah, the house is fantastic.
Especially when he sits out in the front lawn in his pajamas,
Yeah.
Smoking.
smoking a cigar
You know,
and reading the paper in the middle of a snowstorm.
Yeah. You know, it
yeah.
occurred to
good
me
day.
the other day that I have neighbors who think that's all I do, because that's the only place they ever see me is sitting on my stoop smoking a cigar. And occasionally I go, I do other things, and then they go, what? And I go, no, I guess I don't.
I don't know. You're right.
I guess
I go to
don't.
Aruba.
I go to Aruba, right. I water my
do
plants. I
I
got to
work
water
for
my plants.
15
I
minutes
love
a night.
I love the Charlestown race when he's out there cheering us on.
Oh, yeah.
He's got his pajamas
Yeah.
on, his coffee.
Yeah, I'm very...
Saying, "Come on, Rick, pick it up." I go, "You pick it up."
Meanwhile, he lives on a street that's going up, up,
And he's
up, and
picking
we
me at the right,
can't
the
even
worst,
breathe.
worst exact time there.
I know.
So, I know. So 3.5. All right, back to
So-
so there's certain contingencies that buyers have to if they want to be competitive. And we're not saying you should do this, but they are waiving the home inspection.
Right.
They're waiving the mortgage financing contingency. And there's no longer, you can't have in there subject to you selling your
Well,
house.
I was just going to say that.
That's
Like that
long
used to
gone.
be an acceptable offer
Right,
to a
until
seller.
until you bought
Yeah.
a house,
Right,
you
right.
didn't have to move on it.
Right.
You
But
know.
everything's moving so much
Right.
faster that you can close in less than 30 days front to back.
Yeah.
Right. You can't have in there.
Why don't we offer temporary housing to these people? There's your money.
I like that. Should we have?
Right.
Should
The
we have
yurts?
them out in the ocean? And
No, yeah. Well, I mean, we could do that.
Where would
Nice
you like them
floaters.
to go, Tony?
Like
Your house?
Well, I
No.
got plenty of room. My kids are out.
Oh.
No, but like a trailer park, like a nice high end.
Yeah.
While you're waiting to sell your house.
Because that's the big thing. Sellers don't want to sell. 'cause
They don't
have
wanna
nowhere to
go.
Right.
They
They have
don't know-
nowhere to go.
right.
Yeah, so what I'm saying is we build a area where they can go.
I like
But
that.
the other problem is the interest rates have,
Little homes.
I say have crept up. They've
Little.
jumped up a lot.
What have?
The interest rates.
Oh, because
So now the first-time home buyer has less buying power.
What are the rates at now?
They're in the 5s.
Yeah,
Wow.
When we did the show, they're creeping down to the 2s.
twos.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Last
we're
time
in the two. I
yeah.
am in two something. I don't
Yeah.
know what I am.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. So we're ruling out all those. And again, at the very end, I'm going to give you the one paragraph that might put you.
I forget what we have for a time. Is it 30 or 40?
I thought it was like an hour and a half.
Oh, 40. Oh, you
40?
can have an hour and a half.
We
Yeah.
can do everything, but yeah.
All right. So let's assume now they've gotten their offer accepted.
Yeah.
Now what do they do? What should they do to protect themselves? We just
Oh,
had
I know.
We just
know.
had a nice class at one of our favorite restaurants, and sounds like Kathy was paying attention to the class. So there's a lot of things. That buyer, think of Gus buying a house. What would you want Gus to look into if he was buying a house right about now?
Crawl space.
And I like your
We're talking
face,
about
Tony.
Gus. Okay, let's move it away from Gus.
Okay. How
Generally,
about your daughter?
my daughter.
yeah,
Okay, we don't want
princess.
All right, daughter.
Yeah.
All right. So
what-
let's say your daughter's buying a condo. I'm going to give 3 things How's that? I used to say the top 50, and now we're down to 3.
And then he used to do the first 3 and then
Right.
rattle through the other 47.
I know.
And
So here's 3 things.
I got him.
Go ahead.
Soaking tub,
Okay.
right?
Yeah. That's number 1. I
yeah.
had that.
A soaking tub, a walk-in closet, and
Number 2, you had that right.
yeah, and I got it. A cupboard full of Pop-Tarts.
ding, ding,
That's
ding,
it.
ding,
That's
ding, ding, ding.
You've been reading my notes.
Yeah.
It's almost about. I don't.
So
I don't
I'm
know
really
why-
glad. I'm really glad that Celia is not going to listen to Tony when she buys a condo. Have her.
right, you've
I
been
know what
reading
she.
the
You don't
notes.
know my daughter, do you?
No,
No, that's what you would want.
you tell her to call.
All right,
She's a
Rick
great
Carter,
singer.
Carter Law.
Call
Yeah.
Rick Carter.
781-944-9222, right?
Yeah, sure,
Yeah, that's right.
9222, yeah.
So here's the 3 things other than the Pop-Tarts.
Right.
So this is what I would tell a buyer to do. This is overlooked. You got to make sure there's no open building permits on the property.
Oh, yeah.
Because sometimes people either do work on the
What is that?
It's like
I
if
could
you
tell-
put
I
a deck
could tell-
on or
Oh, okay.
the
Like
big
a-
deck
like a-
in the
the rear.
rear.
Big deck in the rear, yeah. Yeah.
We had to, guys.
this-
We had to do that. It's a running joke.
This is why Ed says, this is the exact reason I'm not here. Okay, so if you do work on the house, you're supposed to usually get permits for that.
Sure.
Most people
of course.
don't.
So either people don't or they get the permits and they don't close them out.
They don't call the inspector and say, "Come
Oh,
look at what I've done."
Right.
They just figure they got
So
the
if you
permit.
buy a
they're
house-
good.
How much more duct tape do I need on this?
Right.
Hey, duct tape answers a lot of problems.
Yeah, sure.
Wow.
I was camping with my friends
Oh,
this weekend.
I thought
Oh.
you were thinking of, I know.
You camp?
Not really.
No.
It's
Oh, tell
it's
them how
called-
you camp.
It's glamping.
Yeah.
I prefer the Marriott.
Tell them how you camp. You guys just put a bonfire together and you drink. I mean, that's not camping.
No, she has a beautiful camper with
Oh.
bedroom, like a queen size
yeah.
Why
bed.
don't you go away? Just put it in your backyard.
Where
and-
is it?
In New Hampshire somewhere.
On a lake?
No,
Just in the woods?
no. It's a Well,
How
my
do you
friend
get there?
You drive, but like he calls it. I'm just gonna call it like a cozy cottage resort.
Yeah.
I go. Someone needs to tell the owner here that this is not a resort.
Cozy
No.
Cottage Resort.
But this is
it's
what I'm
called?
talking about for
No, it's
people
Cozy
who need,
Pond Resort.
This is for people who are looking to sell their
So we
house.
just put 'em all in
We'll
those
put 'em
woods.
Yeah,
Just buy a
send
bunch
them-
of campers.
Yeah, a bunch of campers in the woods. with
The
their
only
bonfires.
the only drawback I see is that they drink from the minute they wake up into the minute they pass out.
Well, that's only to our benefit.
What'd you say? That's a drawback? What'd you say?
Yeah.
I'm saying that's to our benefit.
Right,
They won't know how long they're there. We'll keep them there forever.
You're right.
We'll keep feeding them liquor.
And then when they wake up from being passed out,
Yeah.
they just start drinking again.
Yeah, that's
So this
all.
will take care of the need of a seller
Seller
not wanting to sell because
right.
they have nowhere to
They
go.
don't have anywhere
they
to
can
go.
go to the cozy.
They can go to the Cozy Pond
Yeah, and we'll pick them
Resort.
up. We'll pick them up
Pick them up in our limo.
in your limo.
Yeah.
and drop them at the
Cozy
Cozy Pond Resort.
Sure.
All right.
Why
all
not?
right, All right.
I don't know
all
why
right.
we wouldn't.
So I don't know how we went from permits to the Cozy Pond
This is
Resort.
what we always do.
I know.
Because
I
of
know.
me, that's
I know.
why.
I know. So permits have to be closed out.
Okay, you have to close out your permits.
Yep. Second thing.
Liens.
We will do that for you. You're good.
That's what
Discharges.
he remembers.
Yeah, well, because I got one.
Okay.
A discharge issue? Is that what you have?
No.
Or a lien
Not
issue?
anymore.
Okay.
No. Do you go to the doctor?
Straighten me right out.
Oh my goodness.
All right. Gotta
Yeah.
make sure you're not in a flood zone.
Oh, yeah.
Are you in a flood zone?
No, I'm on top of a hill.
How could he be in a flood zone?
I'm on top of a hill.
Right.
I'm
in the heart of the city.
right in the meat of the place.
And if your daughter was buying, she should look into the condo docs.
The condo.
That's all right. I got
docs.
3 things out. I'm very impressed.
Right,
I
that's
got
great.
all right, now we can
Now,
deteriorate from
what
here.
are we
Go
looking
ahead.
for?
The good thing about Carter Law Office
Yeah.
is we have an attorney on staff, and it's not Rick Carter.
You got another attorney?
Renee.
You know her, Renee Carter.
Renee Flynn.
Renee Flynn now.
Oh, she's Renee Flynn now.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
She will. She pours through those condo docs and finds things
All
that
the loopholes.
She does.
everybody
She
needs to
saved
know.
someone
Yeah.
$60,000 the other day.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, they found out they were telling people they had square footage of 1,900 square feet, and they
Right.
transposed it. It was really 1,600 square feet.
Right.
So the broker went back and
somebody
said,
had dyslexia.
yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Or it's not dyslexia with number. It's called something else.
No, it might be number.
My daughter's got it. It's what is it?
But you're right. It was supposed to be like
I
6.
thought Ed Sullivan was going to tell us.
No,
He's
I
off the
know, give
clock.
me a
He's
minute.
checked out. But no, you're right. It was 1698, and they were always advertising as 1968.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Yeah. So she.
Dysmorphia? No, it's jeez.
I can't pronounce.
That-
Dyscalculia? Dyscalculia?
Discomania?
Diverticulitis. No.
Dyscalculia.
Think
is it?
Dyscalculia.
Yeah.
That makes
Oh,
sense.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's numbers.
It's
Yeah, like
transposed.
my daughter has it, and she sees numbers floating, and or backwards, or
Really?
trouble. Yeah,
So
yeah. I saw that in the '60s too, but that was something different,
Completely different.
completely different.
I am wondering how much more we have. Should we tell people what we have coming up
We have
this
9
year?
more
Yeah.
minutes.
We have a lot of stuff coming up this
I know.
year.
I'm not ready to finish.
We're not going to finish.
What do we got?
For people coming up,
Yeah.
we got a lot of stuff.
Oh, we're gonna have guests.
We're going to have guests.
We're gonna have tons of guests, but I thought that we
I'll
would
only chase them away.
I thought
You
that
know
we'd
how I
spend this
get.
40 minutes reacquainting each other
Yes.
with our
Right.
with our silly humor.
It was so hard to get back in the groove, wasn't it?
I'm glad we all made it through the
Glad you
pandemic.
really opened up.
I know.
Yeah, it was good. Now, that was just we do have to mention that the pandemic was a weird time.
Yeah.
Right.
Nobody,
We
nobody
should-
saw anybody. We couldn't touch anybody.
Well, and your whole thing.
oh, my business went belly up
yeah,
big time. Yeah.
I mean, that's what you guys. That was your livelihood,
and we're very social people.
I think
we
that,
tried Zoom shows,
Yeah,
which were awful.
Right.
It's like the biggest. It was the biggest exercise in narcissism I could ever imagine. You're literally staring at a screen with your face telling you jokes.
yeah.
Yeah.
And you weren't laughing.
And no, and I go, I've
You
heard
didn't have
this
the canned
I've heard
laughter?
this before. Where have I heard this before? Oh, right, I said it.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
But then didn't Giggles at one point
We had
open
a
up
tent.
an outside tent?
Yeah, that was pretty good. That worked out.
But that took
Those-
about a
was
year,
after
right?
a while.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It took a while. That was still a year plus in
Yeah.
before they decided they.
But then
they
the
could do that.
Aruba stuff dried up because you
Right.
couldn't leave the country.
Yeah, and, then I was going to Aruba, and they had all these restrictions, and then they relaxed them, and then on this end getting tested, and,
Right.
I was used to having stuff up my nose, but by my own choosing.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't just want people sticking stuff up there willy nilly.
Right. I know. I don't blame you.
Yeah.
Tough couple of years.
Yeah, it's been a tough couple
First,
years.
first year, I think I saw 10 people, the 5 people at my office and 5 people at home.
Can I tell them about the Unabomber or no?
We'll tell one good. Well, I don't know. We have a bunch of COVID stories, but we had one that was just.
No, Rick was like
She's determined to talk about that.
make a joke. Was making a joke at first, and then I started screaming, "This is a serious matter. This is a very serious. We're in a
Five families are gonna go under if you get sick at all. I said, ooh. So I said, oh.
So the next time I saw Rick, he was in sweatpants,
gloves.
about 5 sweatshirts, jacket, hat, gloves. You couldn't
Yeah.
even recognize him. So I called him the Unabomber.
So I didn't want to go out to eat because I figured that was a problem. So I said, so I think we came up with the idea of going to Rite Aid. I think we bought packages of peppermint patties. That was my meals for about 3 months there. So
We were wearing gloves in the office because people were touching our
Really?
paperwork and masks, and it was crazy.
Yeah.
And they
Yeah, we
couldn't
all
come
went a
into
little
our
nuts.
office,
No, I remember dropping something off to you, and I'd leave it downstairs on the desk.
Oh, yeah.
and
Do
then
not
exit
come
the building.
upstairs.
Yeah.
Exit the
Yeah,
building.
Exit the
we
building.
had one guy who
this
one
is good.
attorney who just didn't quite the concept. Poor guy. I think he was through the Korean War and the Vietnam War.
Yeah, he was very old.
Very old, and just didn't get the concept. It was right when it started, and I said, I need you to stay outside. I'll bring the stuff out, and he didn't get that concept, so I kept saying it to him, and I'd go outside. He'd still be there. I said, no, you actually have to go outside the door, and he was with his client, and then I went back out again. What he did next time was he had just kind of turned around. I go, you're still there.
I can see
You're not
you.
invisible.
Right.
Oh, so then he went. Then he went outside.
Right.
And I go out there again, and the client's still there. I go, shh, shh.
What don't you get?
I know.
Leave.
It was, and then the 16th time I went out, they had them. They were both in different corners. I go, this is unbelievable.
Yeah, the
So,
whole office
They
wanted
really
to know.
didn't want to.
They just didn't get the concept. I don't
Right.
think.
The
of it.
whole office building wanted to know what was the matter with Rick Carter because he never yells about anything. And he
I
was,
said, you gotta go outside.
go outside.
Don't be here. Just don't be here.
The guy says to me, "This is the worst closing I've ever been." And I looked up how long he's been doing it since 1969.
And that's the worst
I
one?
was so proud.
Congratulations.
I know,
Did you
thank
ask?
you.
Didn't you ask him?
Yeah.
No, I looked it up.
What?
Yeah, he just didn't understand the whole
But
idea.
business kept going for you guys,
Oh,
right?
Oh
We
yeah,
didn't stop.
Like
Right.
some states actually shut down
Their-
the whole real estate market,
Right.
but
you
we
guys
know,
were able
yeah,
to-
the
right.
interest rates were
So we
were
watch, we
record
listen to the
lows.
news, and the governor comes on and says, "Oh, it's only ones who are going to be working essential workers." I could see these guys bolting out of the
I go,
office.
I'm not essential.
Were you
I'm not
working
essential.
Were you working from home?
No.
No,
In
then
the
they
office.
said, well, anyone in the lending community is essential workers.
Really?
Because we got to keep the industry
The
going.
industry's gotta
so
go.
yeah,
So we had we were actually very fortunate.
Right.
But like we had a couple setups, one in Reading,
Yeah.
one in Salem, and then I brought one home and Renee brought one home. So like if someone had to quarantine, you weren't necessarily out.
Right. If you weren't deathly ill, you could still
Right, and none
function.
of us really, knock
Yeah.
on wood,
yeah, we did.
didn't
did
go
pretty
down.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
So-
yeah,
All right.
A
we were
lot
very
of stories.
lucky.
And we're glad to be back here.
Yeah.
at the
That's
Real Estate House
fantastic.
Party. We want to thank everyone. How did we do, Chrissy, for our first show? And
I think you did great.
all right.
I mean,
all
Tony
right.
got a little.
Yeah,
Thanks for
Got a
having
little
us.
vagina heavy in the conversation, but it's
He does that.
He does
He
that.
does
so-
that.
That's why he's
periodically.
here.
Right.
Right?
So, Murphy,
For the
how
shock-
do you think we did? You think we did good?
he tried
All
to
right.
join you on stage
All
at one
right.
point.
Oh,
there.
he can.
I was like, good.
All right. Thanks for joining us here at the Real Estate House Party. It was a pleasure and pleasure to be back.
No, I'm happy. I'm happy.
I know. Me too.
Me too.
Me
And
too.
we'll see you guys next week, same time. Right?
Yeah, we suspect.
We hope.
The views and opinions expressed by the hosts, guests, or callers of this program do not necessarily reflect the opinions of the Studio 21 Podcast Café, the United Podcast Network, its partners, or affiliates.